the 5 most common reasons why doctors run late. Plus, I'm going to give you some bonus information. I'm going to tell you the best times to make your appointments and how to make your appointments so that you're more likely to get your doctor when they're on time. You didn't know I was going to talk about that, did you? But yes, I'm giving you some bonus information. So why do doctors run late? First of all, we don't like running late. I know you may say like, oh, why don't these doctors respect my time? Honestly, my own doctor runs late. The doctor I see runs late. And I'll be sitting there and be like, come on now, come on. And I have to remind myself, hey, Jen, you run late too. So why do we run late? 5 reasons. Reason number 1. Sometimes a patient is coming in, they're coming in to review their labs, their diabetes labs or their routine labs or whatever. We look in the chart, we look in our records, and voila, no labs. Why? Well, it could be a million reasons, right? That the lab didn't send them to us. They got to the wrong place. They haven't been scanned in yet, or whatever the case may be. Or same thing with an X-ray or an image, right? You get imaging done, your mammogram, your DEXA scan, or you're getting X-rays of your back for what's going on, and you're coming to review that. That's one of the reasons why you're here. And we don't see the results. Well, one of the reasons why we run late is because oftentimes, as family doctors in particular, we are pulling records. I'm stepping out of the room asking my staff, hey, can you call LabCorp? Can you call Quest? Can you get them to fax this? Can you get them to fax that? Patient's here for this right now. And so sometimes in the aspect and just even trying to get all the results that we need to go over with you, which is why you're there, we actually have to spend time getting records that we really should have. No fault to your own, and sometimes not to ours either. But that will often make us run behind or take more time than we hoped. Remember, a lot of family practitioners or internal medicine doctors, a lot of times we only get 15, maybe 20 minutes to see patients. I get 15 minutes per patient. If it takes me 4 or 5 minutes to track down a record, which by the way is pretty quickly, you can see how there's only 10 minutes, maybe 11 left to even see you. It's really unrealistic, but that's one of the reasons why we run late. Reason number 2, emergencies. Emergencies do happen, and they happen and can happen in any single office, in any office, no matter what the specialty. In family medicine, a number of times a year, I don't even like to say this because I don't want to bring this on us, but a number of times a year, we are calling the ambulance for someone who's not doing well in the office at that time. Occasionally, somebody is critically ill, where a number of us doctors literally need to run out of the rooms that we're in and run to try to help treat and assist a patient who is not doing well right there in the office before the ambulance arrives. Sometimes situations are dire. Sometimes people pass out at the lab draw station, which happens. People call for help, and we've got to run out of the room. It's not the most common thing. Thank goodness for that, right? But emergencies happen. Emergencies also happen where somebody has got an emergency condition that needs to be dealt with. I remember having a patient who got in the office, seemed to be doing fine, and all of a sudden he started decompensating. He did not look good very quickly. He rapidly declined. I had to call the emergency medical services, wait for EMS. We had to start treating him in the office, but not only that, but I had to get his wife on the phone to get her to the office to pick up the car and do all this stuff. That's not something that will allow me to continue being on time. Again, not the most common thing, but the second thing is office emergencies. Number 3 is sometimes we doctors simply take more time than we're given, okay? So I saw this written in an article. If a patient comes in with a 45-minute medical issue, but we only have 15 minutes with them, you do the math, you can see that there is time on the other side. Sometimes patients come in with medical issues that really require more time than 15 minutes. And you know what? I'm never going to say, bing, your time is up. You're done. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Bye-bye. We're never going to do that, as we shouldn't. But understand that the patient before you might have come in with a 45-minute problem, and they only had a 15-minute visit. So that's a very common reason why we run or can run late. The other thing is, doctors, sometimes we don't show up to work on time. And I say this because I have been working very, very hard lately to make sure I show up on time. I've not always shown up to work on time. I'll be very honest about that. And sometimes things happen with us. The garage doesn't pull into the car. You can't You get a flat tire on the way to work. Blah, 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 blah. Things happen. And sometimes we are not on time to work. And that puts us behind. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that. Okay, doctors are human. On the other side, too, sometimes patients are not on time. And our office, however, does I would say our office is pretty particular about the timing of patients when they come, but many offices, and God bless them, will accommodate late patients, and that really helps the patient, especially, you know, if a patient's late and they don't mean to and something happened, whatever. But accommodating later patients that come late may impact your time, okay, if other patients are coming late. But don't get me wrong, it's not just patients coming late. Doctors come to work late too. Again, something I'm working on, okay? The other thing I would say, how many did we do? See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the other thing I would add into the emergency section, okay? Into the emergencies, because I talked about how medical emergencies oftentimes happen. Well, not oftentimes, but they really, really do happen. I would also say something that's urgent, but that's not an emergency, would be like a couple weeks ago, I was in the office with a patient and the coroner called. Well, when a coroner calls about a patient of mine that's just died, I need to step out and take that call. And that call may not be a 5-minute call. In fact, that call was about a 20-minute call. I had to be on that call and had to take that call, but you can only imagine what that does to the schedule. Or if something happens, a specialist calls, someone that I really, really need to deal with or to address. I'll take that call, or maybe the ER, or I'm calling the ER because there's a patient I'm sending over to the ER. I'll tell you something of what I'm doing a lot lately in the office is with COVID. I have so many patients that are struggling with their weight, with their emotions, with all the political stuff. I would say every time I'm in the office, I have 1 to 2 patients that cry about something that's going on in the world, about not being able to see their grandkids, with anxiety. That if someone is sitting in front of me, literally with tears streaming down their face, I'm getting tissue boxes, I'm turning away from my laptop, my computer, and I'm saying, okay, let's talk about this. And it's hard because I know you might be in the next room, but it's important. I would also say along these lines, and I think Delivering Joy MD and any other physicians who are watching would say, and any of my staff would say, is that, you know I do this, and I know so many other my doctor colleagues do. Even though it's disappointing when your doctor is late, maybe because they're spending a lot of time with other patients, I tell you what, when I'm walking into that room, I'm spending just as much time with you that I need to spend. Just like I don't cut other people short because it's not right and it's not appropriate, I'm also not going to cut you short either. And I know my doctor colleagues, you know what, look, I know they feel the same way. So I wanted you to understand a few of the reasons why we run late. We don't like to run late. And whether we say it or not, and I think I can speak for my doctor colleagues, we're sorry. And if your doctor doesn't tell you sorry, I wish they would, but I'm going to tell you sorry for them. I tell my patients sorry because I need them to understand that I recognize I'm late and I respect your time, and I'm sorry about it. So please understand, us doctors, we don't want to keep you waiting. Let me also tell you, this is not to say that you should put up with whatever you get from your doctor. This is not me saying that if your doctor's late, you should just be fine with it. No, your doctor should respect you like you hopefully respect them. It's a two-way street, and there needs to be open and honest communication. And if you feel like something is not right or you're not comfortable with the situation, if you don't like to wait and your doctor keeps you waiting, it's okay to find another one. This is your prerogative. This is your life. You have that agency and that power. So please understand that. But please also know that we're not trying to keep you late. Guys, check out my Healthy Living with Dr. Jen group on Facebook if you have not already. For those of you who want to join my subscription groups, I have the Dr. Jen Superstars on Facebook and also my 3 or 4 membership levels on YouTube. You get discounts for merchandise. You get all sorts of stuff. Free lives, special content, all that good stuff. Let me know what you think. I want to know, does your doctor run late? How do you feel about it? How does your doctor handle it? You don't have to tell me all this stuff, but I'm just kind of curious. What are some things that we doctors can do better? I mean, this is your chance to let us know. So let me know what we can do better. Despite all the stuff that's going on in the world today, you know I'm giving you a virtual hug. I love every single one of you. And as I always say, we're going to get through this together. Guys, I hope this was helpful. I love you guys. It's Dr. Jen, and I will see you soon. Bye.